All right, if we could all please rise for the flag salute and a moment of silence. Please keep in your thoughts and prayers Bud Bailey and his family and our Public Works family as well. Thank you. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Roll call, please. Oh, we have to wait. Okay. Go to Pastor Shane.
Council, people, officers, as representative of the Lower Township clergy, and also the chaplain of the Lower Township chaplains of the police department. We are going to dedicate this time and this year to God. One nation under
God.
Let's pray. Father God, we ask that you are with us this day. You will be with us throughout the month and throughout the year. Lord, we pray for this family that has been called up by the mayor as far as the need. We pray, Lord, for him and for them. We ask you, Lord, for the coming storm, which may be even happening before we leave tonight. We pray, Lord, for your protection, for your safety. But Lord, as we pass through the day and the week, we ask you, Lord, that your peace, your comfort, and your presence be shown among the council, among the people, and among our officers, and all those in our beautiful township. We ask you, dear Lord, as this is a place to remember, we ask you, Lord, that we will be part of that memory and to live for you, for love, for good deeds, for mercy, and peace. Pray in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and our Savior, our God and our King, and all God's people said.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor, and we appreciate your service as well. I know the police department does too, so thank you. At this time, our first order of business this evening, and it is with a pleasure, a huge pleasure, especially on my part because I get to swear him in, is to swear in Councilman Roland Roy. So if Melissa Roy and Councilman, just step down. I, Roland Roy Jr., swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Council Member Ward 3 for the Township of Lower, according to the best of my ability. So help me God. All right, now we can have roll call, please.
Councilmember Conrad.
Here.
Councilmember Curry.
Here.
Councilmember Roy.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sippel.
Here.
Mayor Simonson.
I am here. Thank you. All right. That's right. I forgot about last year. Yeah. What a difference a year makes. All right. At this time, we have the swearing in of police promotions. and it is my honor to do so. So if we could have Lieutenant John Chu, Sergeant Charles Ryan, and Sergeant Robert Smith, please come up. And Chief, if you would please escort them up here. Our first is John Chu. He's going to be pinned by David Douglas Jr. I, John A. Chu Jr.
I, John A. Chu Jr.
Swear that I will support
Swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Lieutenant
Lieutenant
for the Township of Lower
for the Township of Broward,
Police Department,
Police Department,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
All right, next we have Charles Ryan, who will be pinned by his daughter, Betsy Ryan. Repeat after me. I, Charles J. Ryan,
I, Charles J. Ryan,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
the office of Sergeant
the office of Sergeant
for the Township of Lower
for the Township of Broward,
Police Department, according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thanks, God. Congratulations. All right, next, last but not least, Robert Smith. His son Brandon Smith will hold the Bible on Robert III. Robert C. Smith, Jr.,
I, Robert C. Smith, Jr.,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
the office of
the office of
Sergeant
Sergeant
for the Lower Township
for the Lower Township
Police Department,
Police Department,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
And then I'm sure that you will say
Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It's obviously an exciting time for the Lions After Music Park. Sit here, be able to witness these guys get struggling, lose the word. I've worked with these guys over the years. They work hard and they're dedicated to this police department. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. I just want to congratulate you. Good job all time. Look forward to working with you. Keep it up. We're going to get a nice picture together. I'll get Jason. We're good. I just saw that we got enough. After all,
While we're waiting to clear out, I'd like to recognize our dignitaries here this evening. Mr. Ridgway, if you could do the honors, please. We can wait a second, I guess. Give them a minute. Who else? No, it's not open. It's right on my desk. Pull it up. Oh, there he goes. Well, Franklin. That's why Julie. I'll give him an extra few minutes since I forgot my gavel. I said I'd give him. I was going to be speaking soon. He's deputy mayor. He's helping me out. He's a man. That's why you're the deputy. That's what I'm saying. You're right. That's why I sit here. Right? Yeah, I got it. All right, we're going to get started again. Once again, we want to congratulate our officers. For me personally, it's a great honor, having known all three of them for a very, very long time. And our police department's been doing great things, and we're going to continue to do great things in 2018. And at this time, we're going to excuse me, I'm sorry. We are going to recognize all of our dignitaries. Mr. Ridgway?
Yeah.
If you'll please stand when he calls your name, please. We just want to recognize you.
We'd like to welcome our special guests this evening. First off, Jerry Thornton, freeholder direct, and his wife, Linda. Mark Caravan, GOP chairman. Jeff Lindsay. Bob Nolan, Gateway County Sheriff. Rita Fulgenetti, County Clerk. Freeholder Marie Hayes. And last but not least, freeholder and mayor of Sea Isle City, Lynn Desiderio.
I'd also like to recognize Tom Rotundi, state committee person. I know Tom just popped in, so Tom's also a native of Lower Township, so we appreciate all of you coming out and supporting us. And with that, we're going to get on to business.
Mr. Councilman Lloyd, could you hit one set of lights, please? That's good.
What do you want?
Gentlemen, can you see?
No, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Good evening. Lower Township went on the offensive in 2017 with over 20 major projects being started and many completed. We're going to take a look at a compilation of our year in review. Mayor?
Yes, sir. First, I'd like to thank our MUA. It's the greatest MUA in the state of New Jersey. It's really worked hard for our ratepayers and our citizens. We have shared services agreements with them now that save the township as well as the MUA hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Our Public Works helps them out. They help us out in a million different ways. They also support our additional tech officer that we've hired for the police department, which is a plus. It's a much needed position with all the new duties that come along with that, and the changing job titles that come with all the technology that the officers are required to keep up with standard protocol. They also help us with a large volume of all the recording data that comes in from our police officers, body cams and such. So with that, let's move to the next slide. Look at that. All right. Well, we've embarked on, we've just completed our feasibility study for a new aquatic center. We're looking towards the future, possibly the airport complex with partnerships from the RBA as well as the county and many other partnerships that will help support and fund this cause. That's something that we'll be hearing about in the very near future. We've hired a company to do a feasibility study and believe that it will help basically the overall quality of life here in Lower Township for seniors, for the young, the old, everybody. And the one goal is to teach everyone to swim in this community. Next slide, please. Again, I spoke about shared services many times, and that's one of the things that I believe in deeply. It saves our town and other towns so much money, as well as it helps get a better product in the long run. And one of those shared service agreements is for construction with West Cape May, and we look forward to progressing in 2018, as well as just increasing our construction department and the job that it's done, not just in West Cape May, but also in our own town of Lower. Many other shared services agreements with other towns, such as Wildwood Crest, Wildwood, Middle Township, the city of Cape May, and I know some of the other council members are going to touch on that as well. And I just want to let everyone know that we, we've gotten a lot done, but we still have a lot of work to do in 2018, and we plan on trudging forward and keep fighting the good fight for our people of Lower Township. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the Deputy Mayor and slide 5.
Slide 5. Okay, it's our public safety bill at the airport, and another shared service agreement we have with the county. We're very thankful to the county. That shared service agreement will save us a lot of money going forward in the future. It's bringing county dispatch into the airport, and now dispatch for Lower Township. Not only that, it's giving us actually a renovation to our police department, our public safety, our EMS, fire and safety, and also our courts will be there. It should be complete any day, but moving forward, like I said, it's going to save us a lot of money, and as towns join that county dispatch, also saves additional money in the future. Next slide. Okay, that's our youth camp we had back in July. We put it together about 2 months, and the thought process was to find 25 at-risk kids that may be going down the wrong road and get them on the right path. And we kind of struggled a little bit as far as putting a camp together, and I give kudos to the chief of police who's in the back of the room here in the police department who kind of put their arms around this program and ran with it. And it was a great success story. And it was 3 days in July, and we spent 1 day at the recreation department. We spent half a day at the airport, another half a day at the police academy, and the third day was at the county park doing the zip line and the tree course. And we had a barbecue the other day, and we gave certificates out to the parents and the family members, and it was just a great day. It didn't cost the kids $1 to attend. We raised some money all through donations from different residents of the township, along with different business owners gave us some money for the camp. We're looking to maybe this year join with other towns, maybe Middle Township and Wildwood, and have a joint effort and use different resources to run a very good camp this year.
Ding. Sorry.
And there's our chief of police in the back row. The police department went through accreditation recently, and actually it's their third accreditation, if I'm not mistaken, in the last 10 years. Doing a great job there, and we appreciate everything you do, Chief. Thank you.
Beep.
Councilman Perry.
Improvements to Sheriff Tiller Boulevard at the Bayshore Mall. This may seem minor improvement. To me, it's a major improvement for safety and traffic in the area. You're going to be able to go in and out of the Bayshore Mall for Ferry Road other than at Bayshore Road. That will eliminate traffic coming out of the Bayshore Mall area on Bayshore and trying to make a left-hand turn, crossing traffic lanes to try to get out to Ferry Road. This is now two-way traffic in and out of the Bayshore Mall and Ferry Road. Major improvement for safety in that area. Next. Roseanne Avenue. To give you a little bit of history, go back on it. In 1985, problems were first noticed by residents with drainage issues in the area and high water levels. In 2012, this project was put on hold and not to move further for whatever reason. I have no idea, but it did get put on hold. In 2015, this project was put back on the table and was voted by council to move forward. I'm happy to say that this project right now is out to bid, and construction will start sometime here in 2018 and hopefully be done by the end of 2018, sometime near the end of the year. This is one of the projects that I feel residents deserve to have done immediately when they have problems in their area, such as drainage and road repair and infrastructure. And this is the beginning of hopefully many throughout our township to improve our infrastructure and roads. Next. One of the things that we've also done is you don't really, it's not wise to pave roads without the infrastructure underneath the road being taken care of. In the Town Bank and North Cape May area, a lot of the original gas lines that were installed back in the 40s, 50s, 60s have been replaced. Underneath the road area, that road, especially up on Shore Drive and Bay Drive, is about to go through a major renovation with doing the road area. So we're looking ahead to get the infrastructure underneath the roads taken care of prior to going in and repairing and making the proper adjustments we need with the roads. Next. Another major project that has a little storyline to it also. There was a study done in 2011 regarding safety up for pedestrians up in that area with vehicle traffic, bicycle traffic, and cars. And the sand dunes encroaching on the roadway, enabling or creating a very dangerous situation. In 2014, this project was approved by council with a 5-0 vote, and then also in 2014, the project again was put on hold with a 3-2 vote and shelved. We brought it back in 2017. This is definitely a safety concern for people up there. The project has been well thought out. We've worked with the New Jersey DEP to make sure it was environmentally sound and safe, and that we were going to actually enhance those dunes to give us better shore protection at the same time as improving safety up there along that bayfront. I am happy to say that tonight on our agenda, this project went out to bid. The bids have been received, and on our agenda for tonight is to award the bid for the construction of the Beach Drive Pedestrian Safety Project. And that's a project that will be done, completed prior to the summer season of 2018. So this is going to be a project that's going to move forward relatively quickly.
Thank you. Councilman Conrad. 2017, Township spent over $1 million on our roads and infrastructure. There's some roads that were scheduled in the bills being delayed as we were getting grants to pay for the work, and there's a couple other issues that we're trying to work out. In 2018, we will further address our infrastructure, and at some point in the near future, present a capital plan of our proposed road and storm drain projects. This does not include the work on county and state roads being done in this township. Some of them will be further brought up, I believe, shortly. An example is Bay Shore Road from Wild to Weber, which is the intersection of Fulling Mill Road. Bad area. The bid has been awarded by the county to South State, and an order to proceed has happened, but they are waiting on the MUA to finish phase 2 of their water project in that same area, which is another major infrastructure project being completed in the near future in this town. 2017 saw the township really start to acknowledge our history with the partnership of the high school, scouts, and citizens at the Bethel Union Cemetery, Cold Spring Village fully restoring a barn and opening it as the Cold Spring Brewery, and the township entering into a lease with the Nathaniel Foster House with the county, which was built in 1729. The Foster House is possibly the first residence to be built in the area that is now known as DeVilles. And Bay Shore Road used to be the road they used to get to Town Bank on. So this is a very important history for the township, Bills, and the county. This, of course, was long before the Victorian age. We are looking to start restoring and repairing this important building soon, and hopefully have a few open house events to let our residents see what we have, so everyone can get more interest in what it is. Next slide. Lower Township has been chosen as a showcase project with this Coastal Resiliency Grant from FEMA. We are in discussions with the DEP and the Army Corps of Engineers about a potential berm project from Coxall Creek to Miami Avenue, which will remove that area from the VE zone FEMA had placed it in with the new flood maps that Lower Township successfully had suspended until, I believe it's 2022, in an agreement with FEMA. We are the only community in Cape May County that is not in the new flood maps. This helps our residents. This project will resolve the issue, which saw our residents being either put in a flood zone for the first time ever or into a higher risk flood zone. We are looking to enter into FEMA's CRS or Community Rating System program shortly. Most qualifying communities enter as a 9. We were looking to be accepted possibly as an 8. But due to the hard work of our employees and the residents, with the remediation of negatively rated properties, we are possibly entering the program this year as a 7. This could possibly reduce the flood insurance rates by 15% for all our residents in the township that are required to carry flood insurance, and that is big news for them. Next, and Roland.
Thank you. Councilman Roy.
Thank you. Many probably recognize this as being the Diamond Beach 2-mile bridge. The bridge is in pretty bad shape, as we all know, and currently there's a feasibility study that's underway concerning the Ocean Drive Bridge going over to Diamond Beach. So we hope to have more information on that as it becomes available. Next slide. This indicates here the Army Corps of Engineers is ready for the Hereford Inlet and Diamond Beach replenishment project in Lower Township. This will be a project along the entire coast from Hereford Inlet down to the rock pile in Cape May. We're going to build a big berm down there, hopefully, probably next year, and it's going to hopefully save a lot of the shoreline. Next slide. And this is the Route 109 project at the end of the Parkway. It was completed recently along with the Parkway project into Cape May and an extensive traffic study for the intersection between the Lobster House and Lucky Bones. So that's ongoing and should be under wraps pretty soon. Thank you.
Last month, the township had its largest employee health fair yet in Lower Township, and the vendors provided service such as financial, health, and nutritional foods. Next. We're extremely excited about the completion of our bike path, which was a long time coming, but now the ride from the ferry to the County Park Zoo is being utilized by many riders on a daily basis. Our township concert series has grown from one show to potential of 9 shows this summer and averaging 500 to 600 people. Last summer we averaged over 2,000 people a show. We're already well into the summer series lineup, and we're opening next summer with 3 of the biggest bands in the tri-state area. The Sensational Soul Cruisers, Amish Outlaws, and for the first time ever, the band that sold out Carnegie Hall and played at the White House, the Nerds, are coming to Lower Township. Next.
Sell out the ferry too, right?
If you look at the screen, this is our financial team, and on the left is our CFO, Lauren Reed, who Lower Township's bond rating has achieved its highest status in its history this year, as well as currently carrying its highest cash reserve. Next. Lastly, I'd like to say Happy New Year, and that we're still going strong, looking forward to a great 2018, as our fireworks are simply the best. Thank you.
All right, with that, we're going to move down to our consent agenda and ask if council has any comments or questions regarding anything on the consent agenda this time.
I have no comments.
No? No comments? No. Seeing none, we open it to the public. If there are any comments or questions on the consent agenda only, please feel free to step up to the microphone. We just ask that you let us know your name and address for the record. I got new glasses. It looks like nobody. I think I can see it all the way to the back. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Julie.
Approval of the minutes from the December 18th, 2017 meeting. Approval of the closed session minutes from the December 18th, 2017 meeting. Resolutions number 2018-01 through 2018-45 and ordinance 2018-01. An ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank per NJSA 484-15.14. This is an annual ordinance which must be passed at the first meeting of the year. The second reading and the public hearing has been scheduled for February 5th, 2018.
All right, I get a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second motion?
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sippel?
Yes.
Mayor Simonson?
Yes. I move down to our regular agenda.
Resolution number 2018-46, a resolution designating the Lower Township Rescue Squad, Inc. as the provider of emergency medical services for Lower Township.
All right, do we have any questions or comments from council on resolution 2018-46? None. All right, we open it to the public in regards to this resolution alone. Are there any comments or questions? Feel free to ask or state them. Seeing none, we close that portion and ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Councilmember Conrad?
Confused?
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sippel?
Yes.
Mayor Simonson?
Yes.
Resolution number 2018-47. This is appointment of a Class 3 member to the Planning Board. Class 3 is a council member, and the mayor has chosen Councilman Roland Roy.
Figured the new guy gets to be on the planning board.
Good choice, Mayor.
My buddy.
And you will fill it with wisdom. I know you will. All right. Can I get council comments? Besides Roland, does anyone on that make a comment? We open it to the public. I'll say none. I make a motion to nominate, to appoint Councilman Roy. Can I get a second?
Second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy? Deputy Mayor Sippel?
Yes.
Mayor Simonson?
Yes. All right. At this point, we I guess we kick it. Matt, Mr. Manager, you want to go first or last?
Council
All right.
comments.
Go ahead, Tom.
Real quick, we've got a storm coming. I know the township's preparing, the police department's been preparing all day, Public Works has been preparing. We're almost ready, we just don't know what's going to happen. I would also like to thank the county fire marshal was here. I don't know if he's still here, Connie Johnson. He snuck in the back and he might have snuck back out. Looking forward to this year. We've got a lot to do. We should get it done.
First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. And thank everybody for coming tonight. Nice crowd. A couple things that I didn't mention in our statements about our infrastructure and projects that we're doing throughout the township. And I wanted to save these till now because they're not just what we have done here as council. It's what the county has done and to help us, help our people here in Lower Township. One of the things that we worked with the county to do, and they helped us out tremendously. They stepped up to the plate, and that was to help us reduce the speed limit on Bayshore Road in the heavy pedestrian area of North Cape May. A lot of people walk to the stores in that area. Instead of using their vehicles, they walk. They have to cross Bayshore Road. The cars were coming down Bayshore Road at 50 miles an hour, which is really unsafe for that area, and then it would drop down to 35. They went back on Bayshore Road and lowered it, so it was going to be a lot safer for everyone else. The residents of the area have done nothing but thank me for doing that, and I didn't do it, the county did. So I wanted to spread that one out. And the other thing that the county has done to help us in the North Cape May area is the project of the Bayshore Road. I want to say repaving or redesign in the heavy traffic area by the Bayshore Mall, by the new senior citizen apartment buildings that we have there. Again, unsafe, no sidewalks, traffic is heavy. They've stepped forward, they're working on that project. They're going to be doing some major paving for us on Bayshore Road to help that out, and a redesign in another section. So that really goes out to the county. We just approached them, they listened to our needs, our requests, and they stepped up to the plate, and they're helping people out of Lower Township. The other thing is road improvements that we'll be doing this year. We're going to be paving roads, township roads, that are in dire need of paving in 2018. And I know one of them has been in really bad condition for quite a while, and that's Clubhouse Drive, south of Town Bank. It's in really bad shape. That's going to be one of the major roads, or one of the first roads in the township that's going to get paved this year. So we're working hard to do the right thing for the people here to pay the taxes. Thank you.
Councilman, okay. First, I too would like to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and thank you very much for coming out tonight. It was a pleasure to see the hall packed. With the impending storm we have approaching, please be careful out there, and call upon your neighbors to make sure they're okay, and especially check on the elderly. Just pay attention to what's going on around you, and be very careful out there if you have to go out and about. And thank you very much for, again, coming out tonight to support us.
I'd like to congratulate Roland back on council. It's a pleasure to serve with you, Roland, and I look forward to moving forward in the future. And, you know, you work hard, and I appreciate everything you do for the township and work with council. Also want to recognize Gary Douglas is here tonight, and he's the superintendent of public works, but more importantly, he's the president of the Optimist Club. And this past year, we partnered with the Optimist Club to raise money for kids out there to get involved with other activities, whether sports or riding bikes, whatever it may be. If we see a kid need a pair of sneakers, we're going to get the kid a pair of sneakers. And the manager talked about the concert series at the Ferry, and our last concert we had over there, we used it as a fundraiser for this program we put together, and we actually raised $2,300 that night. So right now we have over $3,000 in the kitty, all through donations, raising money to help kids that don't have the money to play sports, buy a baseball glove, those kind of things. So, Gary, I want to thank you for helping with that program. So,
got to bring that band back. That's fine. And I have a list, actually, some sizes. So we got to buy some shoes. We got a good list from some of the coaches of kids that need some things. So, thanks, Frank. Actually, that leads into one of my points. I wanted to make one of the things we didn't mention up there, but it's an ongoing fight, is obviously the drug epidemic that we're not just experiencing here in Lower Township, but throughout the state and the nation. And the one thing is you can talk about it or do something about it, and that's what we've done. We've put more officers on the street. We've worked with our chief and his officers to develop new programs. We're developing a shared service with the county for a tactical force. But besides just that, we've also reached out to programs and gotten involved with programs like Frank's talking about with the Optimist Club to get kids off the street. Our Key Club, having kids clean up local historical sites like the Union Bethel Cemetery, and they have more projects on the horizon. Also, we've worked with Cape Assist in developing programs. There's Cape Alliance, who our grants coordinator, Colleen Crippen, has worked on getting funds for, and that integrates students from the local schools to get involved in these organizations as well. We also have a Lower Township Healthy Youth Coalition, which we started holding the meetings right inside some of the schools, thanks to Steve Selby and his crew over there, and the list goes on. So it's not about just locking people up, but there's a lot of different facets to this if we're gonna solve this problem. And along with our police department, and even like Frank mentioned earlier with the summer camp that we had this past summer, we look to grow. It's not just about locking people up, but it's about educating our younger generation so that we can kind of cut this problem off at the head. The younger the kids are that we teach about this, the more success we will have. And we look forward to implementing more programs in the coming year and on. And with that, another thing I wanted to mention, we mentioned the bike path. we've been asked to join a statewide bike path project from High Point to Cape May Point. And it's an honor, but it's got to be voted on by council in the future. But it's going to include, they want to include Lower Township and Middle Township into this statewide bike path. It's obviously a route that runs from the very top of New Jersey to the very bottom of New Jersey. So we're honored to be asked to be a part of that, and that's something to look forward to on the recreation end. And last but not least, I just want to say 2017 was a great year. I think we've gotten a lot of things accomplished, but there's still a lot of work to do. I know Harry S. Truman always had his sign about, pass the buck, don't pass the buck. But here it's don't kick the can, all right? Because a lot of these projects were the can kicked down the road for many years. And, the can stops here. The buck doesn't have to stop here, but the can stops here. And like I said, we've headed a lot of these problems off, from their inception, and we're going to continue to fix the roads, get the infrastructure problem solved, add to our recreation, and just make this a better place and a place to remember. So with that, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. We look forward to this upcoming year, and stay safe out there tonight, especially. And we open it up to the public for any comments or questions of council. Again, we just remind you that if you would please just state your name and address for the record, we'd appreciate it. I see it. All right.
Mayor, first of all, such a pleasure. So significant the way you progress towards township manager. It's dynamite. I can tell you for all you do compliments from our staff about how nice it is to work with you. It says a lot about you and your respect. So, I mean, that's a story. And it's a real pleasure for us to do these projects. And you know what? It's really things you're doing. My family's been in Lower Township since the 40s. I lived in Lower Township for more than 25 years. You guys are doing so great, I think I'm going to move back. Oh, sure, the new guy going to the planning board. Years ago, Linda DeMario, when we created the Apple Shelter, he was new guy on the block, but he wasn't there at the meeting, so we said, who are we going to give it to? Lenny, he's not here. That's how he got the Apple Shelter. So that's the way the business works here. But anyway, great job, you guys, and I mean it.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. And we thank you. I mean, I think the key is the open line of communication, and we've established that. And then with that goes a lot of work the county has done for us as well, and we appreciate it. Next, I saw a hand up.
Ray Flickinger, 1700 Washington Boulevard, with Cape May. So proud of you guys all together this past year, and I'm sure the majority of Lower Township are happy to see things being accomplished, done for a long time. I know the mayor, I have a special to Dave Perry, who's a councilman, Jim Ridgway, how hard they work on the Safety Beach project. We have Beach Road, the church, when you're going to see it through, is one of the best projects this township has done. It's the usage of the beach down in those areas. The roads needed improvement for, I'd say, 20 years at least. The drainage systems and things like that. But again, I'd like to thank you very much for your perseverance, going through a lot of hard times on this project alone, I know. It's not the only one who's had to address and get a lot of criticism for, but you stayed together and unified together. I think you're going to take this township to greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, hand in the back. Yes, come on up first, and then we have another one in the back. So.
I just wanted to say congratulations to Roland. I don't know if Roland imparted to you.
Would you please state your name and address, please,
I
for the
most
record?
certainly will. My name is Marie Hayes, and I don't live in Lower Township, but I have in the past, I think, okay? I live in Ocean City. I'm a freeholder here in Cape May County. I just want to say, Roland, congratulations. I don't know if Roland imparted to you, but Roland and I graduated from the police academy together back in the 1970s. And I don't think that Roland or I ever would have believed where we are right now. And also, we were two of the slowest runners in the academy. So if you have a race, don't pick him.
Thank you, Marie. We appreciate your service as well. Yes, in the back. I can actually see in the back. That's great. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Anybody else?
Thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to say past council and the past mayor that I worked with always did their best for the township. We didn't always agree on things, but it's not easy to serve up here. So we're just happy to be getting things done. And I give anyone credit that runs for office. So with that and feeling the love in here tonight, this is great. And I get a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
We are adjourned. Thank you.